Today, let's go over some of the many misconceptions people have about MGTOW or men going their own way. In the simplest of terms, MGTOW, or men going their own way, is about men committed to self-determination. MGTOW is the notion that you do not need to be in a relationship, the notion that you can merely refuse to conform to society's ideas about how to live and lead your life. That you have the capacity to assess your situation and your ideal state, as well as to work toward your own objectives and pleasure. It means no cohabitation with women. However, there are many misconceptions about what MGTOW stands for. Today, we're going to try and clear some of these misconceptions for you all. Misconception 1: they are men who can't attract women or can't get laid. This is probably the biggest one out there. A lot of people think that MGTOW is a bunch of guys who could never attract women or could never find anyone to like them or date them. Since they never received any interest from females, they resorted to hating women and made it their life's mission to spew hatred against them. Guys, if this really was the reality, then MGTOW would not have grown the way it has. And these false allegations against MGTOW only come from people who don't want the world to realize how much guys do for women on a daily basis across the social stratosphere without asking for or expecting anything in return. MGTOW has nothing to do with men not being able to attract women. In MGTOW, males who have dated numerous women learn from personal experience that they have virtually little legal protection when it comes to women. The majority of women no longer contribute anything valuable to romantic relationships, and men are now aware of this. Men can afford to have companionship. Women will line up for a man with a little in his pocket. Paying for companionship is much less expensive financially and emotionally than being in a committed relationship. Men are also experiencing the havoc that their divorce proceedings with their partners cause in their personal lives. A woman only needs to be a woman in divorce court, and most of the time she walks away with virtually everything. Financial recovery from the divorce rate for men typically takes years. A divorced 50-year-old guy might never regain his financial stability. Nothing is unavailable to a man who chooses to remain single that marriage cannot offer. If you have even part-time work, you can hire a woman to clean, do laundry, cook, shop, and even simply hang out. So, the assertion that men going their own way is a result of men not being able to attract women, or not being able to get laid, go on dates, or start relationships with women is just false and only comes from people who don't want to understand why men are doing this. Men are doing this because after being with women, and usually multiple women, they've come to realize that no matter what they do for women, women are only going to use them for their own gain. Women are going to use guys for money. Women are going to use guys for resources. Women are going to use guys for social status, influence, and as a ladder to wherever they want to go. Misconception 2: MGTOW hates women. Not at all. A lot of MGTOW have female friends, and some even have sporadic hookups. MGTOW simply sees through women's BS because they are red-pilled, aware that the juice is not worth the squeeze, and aware that their chances of finding marriage and lasting love are slim. When a game is totally rigged against you, the only way to win is to not participate. No fair play, men who go their own way take the high road. Men going their own way are not against women, they are against extremist elements in feminism. They are against the extremist feminists who have sidetracked from the tenets of feminism and created a new form of extremist feminism that hates men, wants to oppress and subjugate men, and have men live a life of servitude to women. These extremist feminists are now growing in size, without anyone raising a finger against their extremist approach, and giving them ample media time to perpetuate their mutated version of feminism, which only sought the opportunity of equality of opportunity and outcomes, as Jordan Peterson says in most of his speeches. The objective of MGTOW is not to convert women and force them to act in a particular manner. MGTOW is about accepting and comprehending the nature of women. It's about embracing the regulations governing the risks of romantic connections with women and knowing how Western society's governments operate. Men follow their own paths once they have knowledge of those two things. Each man decides how to minimize risk. No love, no hate, no apathy, no cohabitation, no marriage, no becoming pregnant, and only transient connections. Misconception 3: MGTOW is a movement. Wrong. MGTOW is not a movement. It's an ideology. It's a philosophy. There is no leader, no protests, and no attempt is made to alter society or the government. Men are the only ones who understand that becoming connected with women puts their happiness and independence at peril, so they won't do it unless they really have to. It is a philosophy that encourages males to distance themselves from society and relationships, especially when it comes to marriage and conventional gender roles. Men, according to proponents of MGTOW, should place more emphasis on their own personal development and aspirations than on pursuing relationships or more conventional kinds of success like marriage and families because they are negatively impacted by cultural norms and legal systems. The MGTOW ideology is present on the internet and has come under fire for endorsing misogynistic and anti-feminist viewpoints. Misconception 4: Feminism is the antidote. This one's a real thinker. And I read this somewhere on Reddit very recently where a woman wrote about how men going their own way was designed to fight feminism and curtail the rights of women in order to suppress them. Again, this couldn't be more wrong. It's actually the very opposite. Feminism is causing MGTOW to expand. Men are becoming aware that they are in grave danger of losing their rights as a result of feminism's transformation into an extreme supremacist ideology. Men are disillusioned and afraid of what is occurring. They don't want to be wrongfully imprisoned for assault, they don't want to be forced to pay alimony by the government, and they don't want to get stuck with a child only to lose custody. They judge that women do not pass a risk/benefit analysis based on their appearance. Women have nothing to offer males except physical intimacy, and even that has become risky due to the #MeToo movement and other hysteria. Women have overplayed the victim card, pricing themselves out of the market. Men are aware that they can only choose between doing and not doing something. They are predators for asking a girl out and wimps for not approaching women. Misogynists for protecting themselves and weak for not doing so. Young men are correct to feel that they no longer have a voice and choice in society. Misconception 5: MGTOW men are misogynists. Here's the truth. In today's society, anything that gives men more power is defended with countless counterarguments. Because of their persecution in the past, women are cautious of men acquiring more authority. The issue is that MGTOW encourages males to let go of requiring women's approval, which upsets women for a variety of reasons, primarily because women desire attention and have a need for constant validation. If you're a woman, try to see yourself as a man for a second and experience the constant criticism that men are bad, disposable, etc. Men are tired of it because it wreaks such havoc on their psyches. And on top of it, men who go their own way are branded as individuals who are misogynists. That really does not make any sense. If they were misogynists, why would they choose to avoid women and choose to live their lives in peace instead? If they were misogynists, why would they choose to not indulge in long-term or serious relationships with women? Because if a man really was misogynist, he would deliberately get involved in a relationship with women just to try and oppress her and impose his patriarchal thought on her. MGTOW men simply don't want to be used and exploited by women, and for that reason, along with the justice system being totally in favor of women, they choose to go their own way and live a life free of drama. Men protecting themselves against social, legal, and female tyranny can do so in a polite and non-aggressive manner by going their own way, and that's what they're doing. They're not harming anyone, nor are they trying to spread any hatred. So, these are some common misconceptions people still have about MGTOW. We'll try to cover up some more misconceptions in the next couple of videos. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned. And if you liked this video, don't forget to hit the like button and press the bell icon to subscribe.